We are live.
Raven, the GS, Joe, 1/3 of the Cybernet.
Sam, the legend behind the techie.
Dread it. Run from it. The end is near. David don't fight for one life. We fight for all of them.
We are live. I'm Joe, 1/3 of the Cybernerds.
And I'm Raven the GS.
I'm Sam, Mr. Bliss Tech.
And this is the spoiler review for Marvel's Infinity War.
Loki dies. I have to. Do I not have to do it?
Spider-Man dies.
Black Panther dies.
Oh my god!
Half of the team dies.
Gamora dies.
They all die.
Houndor dies.
They died. They're dead. Done.
Everyone.
Finished.
It's over.
Put.
It's a wrap,
And
guys.
This is why
that's
I'm
the
dressed
review.
in black. Mourning. I said it. Today we mourn. And people will die. And people died. And I loved it. Every single death.
Did we already introduce? I'm so gassed in it. Did we already introduce ourselves?
I think we did.
I'm
But in
Joe,
case we
1/3 of the
didn't,
Cybernerds.
I'm Raven the GS.
I'm Sam, Mr. Blitz Tech.
Okay, and we just watched Marvel's Avengers Infinity War. We've already done a spoiler-free review, so if you haven't watched the movie, you've already been spoiled, but go watch that, then go watch the movie, then come back and watch this, or just finish watching this video, who cares at this point. But yeah, we're going to talk about the movie in depth. Where are we starting?
Well, let's start right from the beginning, where the movie starts. Because obviously we kind of had an idea. I was like, okay, we don't need introductions or anything like that. 10 years in the making. Okay, where do we start from? Go.
Alright, so we start from pretty much the end of Thor Ragnarok, innit? So Thor Ragnarok ends, the Asgardians have escaped the destruction of Asgard, and they're in space. Now it kind of skips a little bit, and Thanos has already caught up to their ship and killed everyone. Loki, Thor, and Houndor they're the only ones left alive.
One more left, Hulk.
Oh, and Hulk. Do you know what I'm saying?
But they did say that half of his people got killed.
No. That happened on the ship.
Yeah, on the ship. Half of the people got killed.
Well, they was all dead except for them four, right?
I mean, that's what I saw as well, but he went on to say that
Okay, maybe.
he killed half of my people, because otherwise there's no more Asgardians anymore. Like, there's...
Maybe some of them was alive, but they was off screen, innit? Well, who cares, innit? At this point. But yeah, do you know what, yeah? I felt like this was a sick intro. And for me, the reason I love this intro is because it does both things. Like, first off, it you know, Thanos has always just been very chill. Like, whenever we see him, he's very chill. Like, in the end of Avengers, he's just sitting in his chair smiling. Then in Guardians of the Galaxy, he's just sitting in his chair laughing. Do you know what I'm saying? He's got a very chill demeanour, innit? And I love it when he talks, innit? Like, his first opening monologue is just sick. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it breaks down what he's on and why he's doing it. Do you know what I'm saying? I thought that was sick. But then, they're like, alright, Thanos, you've been chilling for too long. Hulk tries to attack him, and he puts the best beatdown I might have seen since the Winter Soldier in hand-to-hand combat
That
like
was...
ever on the Hulk.
That was
a madness.
legit smack down, fam. Like,
Literally.
my take. And I don't know, man. That man's not the same.
Bro,
That guy's
Hulk
not
feels
the
some
same.
type of way. Like,
Hulk is not the same guy anymore after that spanking, man. I don't know, but that man just doesn't exist anymore. Hulk doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't.
Alright, so I don't know. Let's just jump around, innit?
Yeah, we can jump around.
What do you like? What do you, Sam? Just talk to us, innit? What do you think about the movie? Like,
Well, he definitely thinks it's a 4.5.
4.5.
just allow that whole talk in it. Go on.
Like, every single set piece
Yeah.
that Thanos has against any part of the Avengers, it's like just mind blowing. The part where, well, the beginning already, like, he's like, oh, let him have his fun. And you're like, what is Thanos going to do? Is he going to throw man? Man was ducking punches, giving him 1-2s. I was like, okay, that's just the pace. That's alright. And then the next scene, I think he goes to Earth. Oh no, that's the Blackwater, isn't it?
Yeah, Blackwater go to Earth.
Even that scene, that set pieces as well. Like, what these guys do. This, I think, is Ebony Maw. Like, I don't know the extremes of his powers, but I was like, how are they going to defeat this guy? Like, man will literally not even look at something and yet know how to slice it in half, kind of thing.
See-
Like, that kind of stuff is mad.
What I really liked about Thanos and the Black Order was that like they all had diverse power sets in it, and their diverse power sets like matched up with who they was fighting against, and I thought that was sick. Like the fight with, you're saying Ebony Moore was his name, the magician, the wizard or whatever. Him fighting Doctor Strange, I
Good
thought was
matchup.
super sick in it, because like even in Doctor Strange we didn't really see like a fight like that. Do you know what I'm saying, between two high level sorcerers in it? Like we'd seen that Doctor Strange like mundle around and his cloak saving, but that was two high level sorcerers going at it. I thought that was super sick. And then you get more of that when you get I can't remember the big dude.
With the axe.
Yeah, with the
Yeah.
axe. You know what I'm saying? He's fighting Iron Man, and it's like two heavy hitters going at each other. Like I loved all of that kind of stuff. Like all of the combat scenes in the movie are super legit, man. So yeah, I like that too.
Well, one of the things that I picked up that kind of like was pretty good, the way they did it, was how everybody was divided. And obviously because of Civil War, the team is split up. Okay, so and everybody kind of went on to do their own little thing, but obviously Cap, Falcon, and Black Widow stayed together because I guess they were kind of like a trio. They were always kind of like a trio. You know what I mean? And Black Widow and Vision, they were together. And speaking of
Scarlet Witch.
and Vision, one thing that we've never seen throughout this whole of 10 years is any sort of romance between characters. And you knew something deep was going to happen when you start seeing characters coming together. Although we didn't kind of see
The Black
Widow
Widow and Hulk, yeah.
but you did see, at the same time, you did see them like, oh, like, hi Bruce, oh, hey, sort of thing, man.
See, I think with the romance part, yeah, like we've never seen it really happen.
yeah,
do you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But one thing I do like about this movie with the romance in it's like they just, I don't know how to explain, like they just confirmed all the romances that we knew was going on. And one part I really love this part, like, and people are gonna forget about it, it's probably gonna not be overlooked. When Star-Lord's talking to Thanos, yeah, and he's like, he calls him the boyfriend, and he's like, I'm like the long-term booty call, yeah. It confirms that since Guardians of the Galaxy 1, there's been a relationship between Gamora and Star-Lord, and that's something that I like, because it shows you that you can have relationships between characters and it doesn't need to happen in the movie.
Exactly.
They don't need to be kissing in the movie and hugging and all that stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and no
Especially
one
in the middle of the battle.
Yeah, fam, and no one like I don't feel like anyone is upset that we don't see them kissing in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, but we understand the relationship. They tell each other they love each other, and everyone's like, yeah, cool, that makes sense, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I love that about Marvel, innit? Like, they've given up on forcing these love things, like the whole love relationships, innit? So I thought that was sick still.
But then you have, but then everybody kind of is like in different sectors, doing fighting different battles. That's part of this whole massive war, and that was pretty cool, man. And then how they all come together, but then still at the end, some of them are still apart. Like, and I always thought that, okay, you can clearly see on the trailers that they're fighting in different parts. Some people in Wakanda, some people elsewhere that we had at the time we had no idea where they were, but now it's like, oh, like some people came together, but then there's some people who never came in contact.
Yeah.
So Tony Stark's with Steve never came together, like, and it's kind of like messed up, because it's like those two left in bad terms, and they were supposed to be the leaders of this team. Now it's gone.
Yeah.
Like, that's that. When them two see each other again, if they see each other again, yo, them two might fall in each other's arms and start crying, like, yo, like, some real stuff.
I love the point you're bringing up right now, because I think for this movie it was so important to have them two teams divided in it. Like, you've got Tony's Avengers and you've got Cap's Dark Avengers or whatever, Secret Avengers or whatever they was being called, what they're called in the comics, Secret Avengers. And like what you're saying is exactly right. When at the beginning of the movie, I think it's either Doctor Strange or Hulk or Bruce Banner says to Tony, like, it's the end of the world, It doesn't matter who you're talking to and who you're not talking
Yep.
to. And that plays out at the end where it's like, exactly what you're saying. Now, 50% of us are dead. Everything's forgiven, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Everything's forgiven. And like, that gives me hope moving forward. Do you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, I like where it's left us, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Where
But
it's
the
like,
damage, the damage.
Yeah, the damage is done.
The price they paid is too great,
Yeah,
man.
fuck.
It's
Got
like,
to be done, though.
super lit. Did I say one of the things that I really like? You said something.
Yeah.
I think you started.
I didn't.
I think you started.
No, he started.
You started,
And I jumped on his.
and then you jumped
Then
on
I
his
jumped
thing.
on yours.
Yeah.
Because that's what you're doing. You just jump around.
Bruv, one thing that
Yeah,
I
but
really
then
liked,
talk about what you.
Thanos, innit? Like,
This guy's going for Thanos.
But it has
I
to-
thought I'd be talking about Thanos like that.
the thing is, what I like about Thanos, what I like about this movie is it's just a Thanos movie, innit? It is a Thanos
Yeah,
movie,
it's-
and one of the things that I think that Marvel have done, not to the best of their ability, in fact, is they do it on purpose. They brush over the villains on purpose, innit? Because they say that their movies are about the heroes, and I get that, innit? But this movie, they made about the villain, innit? And it makes sense because you've got all of the hero stories already, innit?
Yep.
So you need to hear Thanos' story. And Thanos is one of those guys, it's like, that he is 100% a villain, innit? But I understand his motives for him. I think they're wrong, but I was rooting against him. But I'm kind of happy he won at the same time. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in such a weird place with like the conclusion of the movie, innit? Because Thanos wins, like he achieves his goal. The good guys lose, but we paid a heavy toll, fam. Like we lost a lot of people. Like even he says it in the movie. Like he lost in that day more than he thought he would, and so did everyone else. Like I feel like he won, but I feel like he lost. I feel like everyone lost, bruv. I feel like everyone lost
Thanos
low
didn't
key.
lose.
Fam,
Thanos didn't lose.
Thanos is smiling at the end of the movie, fam. But I feel like he lost as well, fam.
But I felt he was smiling because what he said before was like, oh, so what are you gonna do when
I can rest.
I can rest?
Yeah,
You know
fam.
what I'm saying? And if you think about it, like he's been dealing with all these failures, you know, throughout all these years. You know what I mean? So now it's like, now I can rest now, and you can kind of get the sense of that now with the whole thing with Thanos, that it was so well put together. It's like, okay, so you have the history with Gamora's people, okay, what it was about, and again, like you can, you know, sort of accept in some up to some point that why he's doing it. You know what I mean? Like it was too much going on. You know what I mean? Like with the heroes, it was getting a bit too saturated, and you can tell it was getting too much saturated, right? So his motives to me till a certain point, I'm like, yeah, like he had this, and it kind of shows why he won at the end, because it had to be.
See, one of the things that like lots of movies try and do with villains, yeah, is try and do the Heath Ledger thing, innit? Where they're like, oh, he's just so crazy. He's just so crazy. I love that Marvel, they did the complete opposite of this. They took a plan, like, okay, he feels like if there's half the population on every planet, that population can thrive better because there's more resources for that 50% of the population. Now, when you think about that, just normally, it just makes sense. It makes sense, innit? But obviously, the route he's going to get this is nuts. Do you know what I'm saying? He's not like, okay, let's relocate half of you lot to abandoned planets. He's like, I'm just going to murk all of you lot, which is a madness,
Yeah,
yeah.
but like, but where would you really allocate? I mean,
No, but I'm just saying in an ideal world, innit?
Yeah,
but like, I like that.
Man, it's still in it.
I like that part about it, but also like just how they gave him that Gamora link
I was gonna say,
that
yeah.
really made him human.
Yeah.
Human's the wrong term, but human.
Like you feel for him that way.
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? It's like, bruv, when I realised that he was about to kill, well, I feel like everyone realised
yeah.
early that he was going to kill
Apart from
Gamora
her.
at the part, but at the same time, it was like, man turned around and was crying. I said,
And
Thanos
think-
has tears, but
And
man
the same
didn't lose no respect for him at all, fam.
No, bro.
Like, you know, bruv, I just saw a grown man crying, lost no respect for that man. Like, for Marvel to make me feel that way, that's sick, bro.
You know what's so sick about that part is that she was so like in her heart she was like, you know, like all these years I felt this type of way of you, and I wish this would happen and this and that and that, and every day I woke up like I would be disappointed because you wasn't hurt or anything like that. And then she's like, today you're gonna feel that. And like she does not get for 1 second, even when he's crying, that she's dead wrong.
Yeah.
And the way they captured that, I don't know how they got around that, but
Brolin, sick. Fam.
it's too much. Like and we know, you know, but she don't know. That's his own daughter. She don't know.
Because I think the thing about that is she hates Thanos so much
that she
can't see that he loves her.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like that's just a real life thing, innit? Where someone's so focused on one thing, they can't see.
That was sad. But even then, like when you think about the stories where they were saying that he would make them two fight, it's almost like, was he purposely doing that to Nebula then?
Nebula.
Nebula.
Bruv.
Because it's like he would make sure. Also, he knew Gamora was a fighter from day, and also he knew that she had that kind of spirit. So would he pit them two together, knowing that Gamora would always win, and saying that you're like the best daughter? Kind of
Nebula says it in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Thanos always loved you more.
Mm-hmm.
Thanos says it in Guardians of the Galaxy 1. You alienated my favourite daughter in talking about Gamora. Like, man don't care about Nebula, fam. He had Nebula in the room tortured before Gamora got in the ship, fam.
Yo,
do you know what I'm saying?
Yo, that part.
That was missed. Even the angle as well.
Dude,
like,
every time he moved certain metal parts of her, I was just what? I was just reacting to every single part. Like, it's just too much.
The stuff Thanos does in this movie is sick, and I don't feel like
it's OD.
I feel like we're gonna be talking about Thanos like up there with Heath Ledger for like best villain and Darth Vader best villain of all time, fam. Because you think about some of the stuff he does in this movie. Another part I loved where Gamora tells Star-Lord, if Thanos catches me, kill me. Yeah. And then Thanos, because Thanos and Gamora are like the same, he already knows what she's told him to do, and she's like, go on, do it, and I gained respect for Star-Lord. Star-Lord's probably my lowest respected character of all Marvel characters.
He really is.
I just don't like him at all. I respect him for pulling the trigger in it. It was the last second in it, but he pulled the trigger.
Thanos won't let that happen, do it?
He wouldn't. He turned the bullets to bubbles.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I respect that Thanos.
He had the guts to do it.
Yeah, I respect that. He had the guts to do it, and that Thanos' attitude towards it, like, yo, go and do it. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, he likes to push people. He likes to push people to the edge, bruv. Like, he like, in his own sick way, he's trying to get the best out of everyone, innit? Like, even what he says to Gamora, like, oh, I sent you to go get the stone, and I'm not disappointed because I know you know where it is. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, man's pushing people to the edge, fam. Everywhere he goes, fam. It's mad.
Yeah, speaking of that waste, man.
Star-Lord.
Yeah, man.
Oh my.
I think that's the only part in the movie where I felt some type of way, and not that he was shot or directed badly. Nothing that. It's just the character. And obviously, I guess that's how he was made to be. You know, usually like you have that character in the movie or in the show, and it just gets on your nerves. But he's playing really well. Like Chris Pratt played that character really well. But I was just like, you get on my nerves, man. What are you doing, man? Waste, man. That sort of thing. But yeah, that was the only part that kind of like ran with me in the movie.
Do you know what? Jumping on that, the Star-Lord thing doesn't bother me, innit? Because I don't like the character. I don't. Like, it doesn't. I don't. Yeah, I don't. I don't hate him, innit? But I don't mind him, innit? He's just like, there, innit? But
Guardians of the Galaxy doesn't do anything for me. Although I did really like the second one, and Star-Lord, I'm not bothered about him. But just that particular moment, like when they went against Thanos, like
there was a moment he bothered me in it, and it was the moment where they've got Thanos, fam.
Yeah.
They've got him.
Yeah,
they're pulling the glove off of his hand, and like he realizes that Thanos has killed Gamora. I'm like, fam, listen.
Yeah, but that was a plot device, though, wasn't it?
I know, bro.
That's what I hate about it.
I know, innit? But at the same time, like, for you to be the leader of anything, yeah, and then to mess up something of that scale for a personal then, fam.
Is he really a leader? Like, look
you
at
mean
that.
like-
He's the leader of the Guardians.
You
of
mean
the
like
Galaxy.
Tony as well?
Look at that group.
He's the leader. What do you mean like Tony as well?
And Tony doing the same thing. He's the leader, but yeah.
Bruv, Tony's not the leader of anything, bruv. When's Tony been the leader? Captain America's the leader of the
Tony
Avengers.
says,
fam.
I'm not the leader, I just pay the bills around.
Fam. Captain America's the leader of the Avengers, fam.
But yeah, man, he's got on my nerves.
It's-
But you know what? He did say though. He said something about humans. Yeah, you see that?
Yeah, he's
That's
50%.
all that 50%.
Yeah.
So 100% your
Yeah,
fault. So it's
yeah.
like the faulty parts of me is my human side. So I guess that kind of makes sense on doing because he was emotionally, he was compromised. You know what I mean? And he just saw red.
That was the smartest dumb thing he's ever said.
So-
So like, I'm not giving him credit for that because they was just trying to be fun. That was just good writing. That wasn't Star-Lord, man. Star-Lord has never said something that smart in another movie, fam.
It's smart and dumb at the same time.
Smart,
but it's-
smart, dumb
but
guy.
yeah, moving on, man. What else?
Nah,
What else did you
man.
guys? Let's talk about Wakanda.
Go on, you talk about Wakanda.
Wakanda. I loved it, man. Like, I loved the bit. I don't know. Maybe I'm just still caught up with the whole Black Panther. But it still felt like we were in the Black Panther movie with the whole tribes, and obviously we got to see a lot more. But that was one of the main stages for the fights, and man, did we get to see a lot in Wakanda, man.
I like the beef in Wakanda. I'm trying to think about my best fight scene in it, but I don't know. Like
Thanos versus everyone. on
You're trying
Titan.
to think
about
Thor-
what
when
Thanos
Thor-
against.
Like,
when Thor came through.
That no. That part was sick. That part was sick, but to be honest, I don't feel like that was my best.
no, my best part was Thanos versus Iron Man, Spider-Man. Was it?
Yeah, but that wasn't in
Doctor Strange.
Yeah, but that wasn't in Wakanda.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You're saying your best fight scene is Wakanda.
No. I'm saying in Wakanda,
Oh, right.
the best part in Wakanda, not,
Oh, yeah,
not
Thor came down.
overall,
Oh,
but just
you're
in
asking-
Wakanda, specifically in Wakanda, because obviously we had two stage stuff.
And you're saying 4.
No, you're saying you're trying to think, and I was like, you easily had 4 there.
Okay,
you had
no,
the other
okay.
ones as well.
My best part in Wakanda is Vision. Getting domed, fam. Are you dumb, cuz?
But you was that's what I'm saying. But you was thinking about it.
Fam,
I was like,
Can I
how
have
could
a
you
can I have a second
Damn,
to
bro,
gather
there's so-
my
bro, there was
thoughts?
so many
That's why
facts
that's why I
that
need to
I could just-
think, bro.
just think,
Listen,
like-
that scene where, do you know what's? Do you know what the Russos are sick here? Because there's so many times in this movie I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And they just pull the chair. They say, no, that's not really what's happening. Fam. Scarlet Witch kills Vision, and I'm like, this is how this is gonna end. I can see Thanos losing like that. Do you know what I'm saying? That makes sense. Thanos is like, let me get this time gem. Let's run this back real quick. I didn't like that last play. and then grabs Vision's head and just crumples it, fam. He crumples his head, and like you see
The thing-
Vision's brain crush, and then just pull it out, fam. And then Vision's soul leaves his body,
Yeah,
fam.
no.
You know what?
Deep.
For a second,
Mad.
when the time watch came, I thought that was Strange pulling the strings, because you know we've seen that, you know,
Yeah, what he's
manipulating with time and stuff like that. But when I saw him, I was like, no, that's not Strange, yo. That's not Strange. They try. Oh my days, they got us with that.
One thing that I also thought was really good, was the power. Like the powers in the gauntlet, I didn't ever feel were overpowering. Fam.
Yeah, that was kind of.
And I felt like the way. No, I don't think it was. I
No,
felt
it
like-
was weird because it was weird to me because I was like, I always thought, okay, how if it's supposed to be so powerful, how are they getting? How they gonna fight Thanos? But the way they just made it good that he gave people a chance to go hand to hand with him.
Yeah.
and he did get hit.
Yeah,
He did
but no,
get
but
hit
see,
as well.
but that's the thing that I liked about it, and I even like the way that they set it up. So obviously they go to that planet. Can't remember what it's called. Drop it in the comment section below.
Out of nowhere.
Not nowhere. The other one where they make the weapons.
Oh, the star.
Yeah, the Dead Star. Yeah. So and Thanos has told the elves or whatever, make me a weapon that can wield all the Infinity Stones, and I like that it can wield them in it. But it's like one at a time. Like you never see Thanos using
All at the same time.
until he does the
Yeah.
click, and then when that happens, the gauntlet.
They even destroy
It seems like the gauntlet gets crushed and like maybe doesn't work anymore.
But
innit?
I think that's why he says when that happens, I get to rest.
Yeah.
I think even his arms all messed up and everything.
Yeah, his
like,
arm was mashed.
So I think he already knew, like, once I do what I have to do, that's it. Like,
See-
the whole thing is done. I can no longer keep doing this.
See, I don't think he knew, but I think because in his mind that's what he had seen happen. That's why it did happen. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
he was
because
like,
he was planting
yeah, like,
visions in
exactly.
Okay.
He's like, oh, my mission's over when I click my fingers. So his mission was over, and the gauntlet was crushed. Do you know what I'm saying? If he thought, well, I'm gonna crush half, then I'm gonna go over here and crush another half, the gauntlet would have stayed fresh. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I think in it. But I thought like, yeah, them making him not overpowered, even though Thanos without the gauntlet seemed mad overpowering, was sick.
He was
as well.
moving mad. He was moving mad. The way he
I
was
want to watch that
moving.
first fight scene against Hulk in like slow mo.
Oh yeah, I know that happened
wow.
way too quickly, but
What else, Sam? Come on, man.
I just can't get over the part in Titan. I just love that scene so much where, like, they're just trying to get at him, trying to get the glove off, and then where he goes for the moon, and then he destroys bits of it. It's just come down as meteors and stuff.
That was OD,
Jeez.
man. That was.
And then Ivan comes back and goes, "Go on, throw enough a moon at me again. See what
Fam.
happens."
Fam, you know what? Yeah, I don't think I'd ever like
That's
watch
some
a
old-
movie
That's some old stuff.
where
right
someone
there.
threw a moon in it. Man threw a moon like.
Like, for a second, I thought he was gonna bring the whole thing down.
Yeah.
But then he just picked, like, he just cracked, just like, you know.
Man, you watching all these mad movies like Pacific Rim and Rampage where man are fighting nonsense, innit? This guy has just said, look, let me just throw this moon at it.
You dodge these, innit?
Come
You
on,
guys
fam.
dodge
That was
these.
crazy.
That was sick,
I love
fam. Like,
it.
Thanos was doing some reckless stuff, man. But like, yeah, man, I love Thanos in this movie, man. Come on, man. Go on.
Spider-Man, oh my god, the kid came through. So, Peter, we get Peter with his normal suit until he gets to the point where
You can't breathe.
Tony calls for something 17.
Friday?
No,
Oh, sorry,
no,
yeah.
no.
The actual suit number.
Yeah, it's the suit number, and I'm thinking, okay, this is just another one of Tony's
Backups
backups gonna help. Turns out, what? Spider-Man's new suit, which is the one that he wanted to give him in the first place.
That's it.
Yeah.
And the bit that got to me, I was like, okay, that looks, you know, we've seen this in the screen, but what they didn't give us was the spider legs coming out. Ooh, that was so epic. Like, I hit the guy next to me, man. Like, I was really reacting. And every time he was using it, I was like, man, this is so dope. Like, man, like, I really love this kid. And he got to me, man. When he ran to Tony, I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, I was ready to see everybody die. but
Except
I
Spider-Man.
don't know why, but when he said, yo, I want to go like this, man. I'm not, yo, Tony's mind is fresh, bro.
You know what? Yeah, like it's mad because we just watched Spider-Man: Homecoming in it, but like I really like Spider-Man in this. I just felt like he played his role. He did,
He
he
just
did the
played
right
his
things.
role.
He didn't listen to Tony when he was supposed to, as usual. He helped out more than he's supposed to. One thing that I think that Tony had in his mind about Spider-Man was he believes that Peter will take, like, he sees Peter as a little him because he's a scientist and all this other stuff, and that's why I really feel like he made him the Iron Spider suit in it, because when he gave it to him, in my head I was like, oh, when Tony dies, Spider-Man's already got everything that Tony has and is smarter than him, and I feel like they showed that when Tony goes to Peter, what's the play here? He just deferred to a 16-year-old on this universal.
Wherever they are.
Yeah, he said, "How do we conquer this?" And I love the answer. Have you seen this really old movie called Aliens?
Yeah.
And I love it because obviously it's a callback to obviously the movie Aliens, but it's also a callback to Civil War, where he's like, "Have you seen this really old movie called Empire? Is it Empire Strikes Back? A New Hope or whatever?" It's Empire Strikes Back, where he wraps the AT-AT legs. So I thought like that's super sick, innit? Do you know what I'm saying?
You know, one thing that when Tony got mad at him, he said, yo, this is not your regular stuff. This is a one-way ticket. And man should have picked up from there that, yo, like, maybe you messed up staying here, man.
Nah, man. I feel like it was crazy. It was sick, man. That whole part.
What other characters? Characters. Give us characters. Sam, character.
Like Steve Rogers.
Okay, captain.
I think I know what you're gonna say.
Like, I want to see a tad bit more of him though.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
Like he had his arc obviously when he first appeared. Like I don't know if you guys heard me. I was like, ooh snap! It's about to go down. I'm so glad, but at the same time, I don't think he had enough of an arc in his movie. Obviously, we know that during the run, so you don't know, or you kind of know the reasons why because of Civil War. But then when it really came down to it, like only I think obviously Thor had a lot of screen time. You had obviously Tony, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man. They had a lot of screen time, but then obviously with like Steve Rogers, like you know he's on the run and he's just coming to help and he's just came to Wakanda. Kind of, I know a person, so let's go.
Yeah, man. I mean,
that's about it.
Usually when it comes to especially Tony and Steve, they usually kind of like it's kind of balanced out. But you are right. It did shift a lot more to other characters than what you usually get. I don't know the reason for it. Not that it makes much difference to me, but it was pretty noticeable that he didn't get as much.
See, obviously, like Cap's my favorite character in the MCU, and I do get what you're saying. I feel like he didn't get as much screen time as I thought he would, but it doesn't bother me at all because I feel like for what he did, he was perfectly. He was perfectly utilized. I feel like there's no character except for Hawkeye and Ant-Man, because they're not in the movie, that was underutilized. I felt like everyone played a role. Like I was even surprised. Like I felt like War Machine had a bigger role than I thought he would.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like he was there.
Him and Falcon too.
And Falcon as well. Like they were like doing a little bit of delegation and that. One thing that I do love is the dynamic between War Machine and Falcon, that they continue to have. Anytime they've got them two together, they always banter each other and they're always working together, and I love it because it's like the two sidekicks of the two best, always together, going at each other or working together. I always like that. You get me? Shout out to Bucky being back with his vibranium arm. I thought that was sick, bruv. When they took Bucky from me, oh my word, bruv, I almost lost it, fam. I said, not Bucky. No, oh my
As soon as you
word.
said Steve, I was like,
Oh, man.
So bad.
That was mad, you know.
I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting him to run up like that. I was like, he's gone.
Yeah.
You know what was mad, because I slightly looked. I looked to my right, looked to my left, see if anyone was crying, fam. Because, bruv, them scenes get you, fam.
It just went quiet. The whole cinema just went.
Even at the end, I was like, I want to catch one or two of you guys crying. Just cry so I can be right. But it was quiet. People
No, it was
quiet.
too deep, man.
Fam, do you know what?
People were quiet.
Fam.
Even coming out, like, you know, people usually talking. Okay, we had a few people, but he was actually quite.
It's just one of them endings. Like, it got to me. Like, as soon as he clicked his fingers and he disappeared, and then I think, what was the first movie to go?
Bucky went first. Bucky went first.
Oh yeah, after Steve, Bucky went first, and then someone else was it Scarlet?
Bucky went first. Scarlet Witch and Vision went.
And then when Chadwick Boseman went, I was like, oh my god, like
See,
this shit's real.
See, when he went here, in my back of my mind, I was like, because remember what I said before about Shuri taking the mantle? I was like, that's where they're taking it. Like, I was like, okay.
You've said this, but like, okay, this is my thing with the ending, Like, I really like this movie. I love the ending, of Thanos winning. But I don't understand the selection of characters that they've vamoosed. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, and the thing is, I don't want to have to think about. Like, I've already started thinking about, well, are they going to bring so-and-so back? Do you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to have to think about stuff like that. Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
I want them to bring him back.
And that's the thing, brother. That's why I think the characters that they picked it's a bit weird, isn't it? Like, they picked Spider-Man. Spider-Man's just had one movie. They picked Doctor Strange. He's just had one movie. They picked Black Panther. He's just had one movie.
Doctor's still about.
Doctor Strange disappeared, didn't he?
Doctor's still about.
Doctor Strange when? Doctor Strange was gone, fam.
Strange.
He
the
disappeared,
whole Guardians went. Peter went. The only one that was left in
was Rocket.
It was Rocket.
Rocket, Iron Man.
Yeah.
And
who else was?
Thor.
No,
No, I'm
but
talking about on
on
Titan.
yeah.
Rocket and Iron Man, I think, were the only ones left, fam. Bruv,
But
Doctor
Rocket
Strange
was
gone.
in Wakanda.
No, he was on time.
Even
No, Rocket was in Wakanda.
He was Wakanda because he
He
was.
was-
with
Oh,
the
cool,
Bucky.
then, yeah,
He was
that's
with
Who's
it.
the
Bucky.
other
Yeah.
one then? Someone
It was
else.
someone else that was in thing, but. Bruv.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
pretty sure Strange was still there.
No.
He was the one talking to Tony and saying
Strange
this
said-
had to happen.
This-
As he
happened,
disappeared,
and then he
bro.
went.
As he disappeared.
Bruh.
Bruv.
I must have Strange too much.
Bruv.
Then.
Bruv.
You know
and that's
what? Yeah, I really think it's more than half of the team that went.
Yeah, it was more than half. Definitely.
More than
Bruv, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like I want to know why they picked those characters in it, because obviously if you're thinking about it logically and blah blah blah, outside of all of the ones who survived are the ones whose contracts are ending in it. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like,
Not really, because Guardians of the Galaxy is definitely gone, but it's number 3.
see, this is what I was thinking.
Oh, a completely new team.
Bruv, no, Marvel. You wouldn't put it past Marvel to just announce these movies just because you're supposed to announce movies, fam. But they're not really the movies happening. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they've not announced directors for Black Panther 2 and all this other stuff. Like, like, are we sure these are them movies? What if they just spin it up now and they're just like, okay, that's really this movie. That's really the Ravagers movie. Do you know what I'm saying? Because they set that up at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Do you know what I'm saying? And what if Black Panther 2 is with Shuri, which I would not like?
No,
Get me?
see, I think. So here's the thing, like, so you can, with the new characters, you can easily go back. So for example, Black Panther, you can still go back and give us that. Then you can with Spider-Man, you can still have that little time in between, right? But moving forward, you can still get 2 movies off them before this massive event, but then moving forward, you already have characters set to move forward with it.
Fam,
You know what I mean?
if
So-
you're- for me, if you're gonna move forward,
Sorry to interrupt,
Go on.
but then the thing about it is that it catches you off guard, because we always when we was talking about it, it was like, okay, he can't go because they just have one movie, he just got introduced, he's too new, okay, get rid of the old ones. That was what we was thinking, but this now got us thinking, oh shit.
yeah. See,
Like-
no, you see, you're 100% right with that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it does catch you off guard, but at the same time, it's like, because they've done that, now I'm thinking about the next Avengers movie, and I don't want to think about the next Avengers. Like, I can't fully just focus on this now because of what they've done. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if they just, let's say they got rid of Tony, Cap, Thor,
It would have made more
all
sense.
of them,
right?
it would have made more sense,
Right.
and I would have been like, oh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But you're
I'm
not
at
feeling-
peace.
but you're
Now I'm not at peace, fam. I'm struggling,
That's the whole
fam.
point. I think that's the reason behind it.
Yes.
Because we know some of these guys have to come back.
Yeah, but that's the issue now. I know you have to bring these guys
Yeah.
back, and I know they're coming back.
Exactly.
I don't like that part either.
See, I don't.
you think Tom Holland's not going to be Spider-Man in Spider-Man 2?
Yeah, but not after this event.
So
Yeah, I
you
know
think
it is
you
after
think,
this.
you think that movie's going to be in between what?
Homecoming in this.
There's no way. There's
Why?
no.
That's what I mean. Like,
Why would
it
they
is
do
to be
that?
going forward.
It makes no sense.
One, he'd be
Bro.
aging, so he's not going to look the same age
Bro,
anyway.
Even if you just leave it there, I'm okay with it, because it's not just one. We're talking about a whole set of movies throughout the 10 years. You know what I'm saying? This is not a trilogy or anything. Like, that's not the case, bro. You can easily throw that away in this case. Because
No,
when
no,
you're
no,
gonna
no.
look, bro, when you look at your collection, how many movies have you got there, fam?
Fam.
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
That's it. I can leave it there and I'll be happy with it. You know what I don't want, right? So I'll give you an example. What's that movie with the werewolves and the vampires?
Twilight.
Twilight. Movie is dead, yeah. But the best thing about the movie was the final fight, yeah. One of the most brutal and sick fights. You know what they did?
This man watched 5 Twilight movies.
It was, yeah, I had to at the time. Not by choice. But you know what they did? It was a dream. You know what I'm saying? It's like the same thing. Like, why are you going to take it back? To me, that's dead, bro.
Fam.
I don't want that. Yo, leave it, to me, leave it where it is. If that guy just got one Spider-Man movie, it's fine, because he goes with everything else.
I hear
And
what
I'm
you're
okay
saying.
with it.
If you're looking at the movies, the difference between Twilight is Twilight is just Twilight, isn't it?
No, I'm
Every-
just
No,
saying
no, I get what you're
that
saying.
what
Okay.
was it's supposed to be
They
so
took-
good, and then they
took back
take it
the-
off you.
Bruv.
Why?
That's what I like about this. Like, I want to see how they come to a resolution with this because, like, when you look at the gauntlet, obviously it's destroyed, but it seems like the stones might be destroyed as well.
Stones can't be destroyed. I don't think.
You don't
stones
think
can
they're
be
destroyed?
destroyed. I don't think the stones.
Infinite kind of thing.
Yeah, they're Infinity Stones, fam. I don't even think like.
So you don't
Nah,
think
I
the
don't
one
think
time
they're
use with the
destroyed.
clip?
You see, when Scarlet Witch destroyed it,
Mm.
I think it wasn't even destroyed, fam. Like, I
It's
don't
in
think.
pieces,
Yeah, fam. I don't think they can be destroyed, innit? Like, the Collector said there's six like powers that created the universe or whatever. Like, I don't feel like they can be destroyed. It's like the Dragon Balls, innit? Like, they might just need
With, like,
a year to
time.
recharge or something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, because he exerted all the power in them. But to combat your point, yeah, it's like when I look at you can look at your collection as all of the movies, innit? But that's not how we collect them like that because we're nerds, innit? But like certain man will only collect their character, innit? I'll only get Captain America 1, 2, 3, and then maybe I'll get Avengers 3 because it's, you know what I'm saying? Because Captain America's in it a lot. Now, if you're one of those people, that's mad. Also, Black Panther just blew, what, 1 million, whatever. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That needs a sequel, fam. And I'm talking about, I don't want to start going into equality and ethics and all this other stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? But how am I going to get 3 Captain America movies? I can't get 3 Black Panther movies with the Black Panther, the actual
Yeah.
T'Challa Black Panther,
Yeah,
fam.
but the
Do you know what I'm
Black
saying?
Panther is who carries the mantle.
Yes,
which is different from Captain.
No, it's not, because in the comic books, Steve Rogers has it, someone else has it. Every
Yeah,
character.
But the main thing of the ruler of fame of
Yeah,
the Black
bruv,
Panther is to pass
I
on the
underst-
mantle.
I
you know what I'm
understand-
saying?
I
And they
un-
can easily, bro,
I
they can easily
understand that.
pass, like do a trilogy like that.
Brother, understand that, and they could do a trilogy like that. But why can't man get free? Why can't he get the same respect as the other characters in it? And it's the same with Spider Man.
I don't think that it comes down to the respect or anything like that. It's just the way you want to deliver things, bro.
All right, cool.
And to be honest, has Marvel let us down?
I'm not saying. I'm not saying.
You know what
I'm
I'm saying?
not
Like,
saying
so-
they're gonna, innit?
So to me, like, yo, you went this route. I'm just gonna wait for you to give me what's next.
I just think it's mad, innit?
It
I
is,
just think
but,
it's
but
mad.
it's brilliant the way they gave it to us,
Oh,
bro. And no one was expecting that.
I'm not, brother. I'm not fighting it. I love it, innit? But like, now I'm just like, oh, what happens next? And I didn't want that feeling, innit? I want to just dwell on this movie because it's sick, bruv.
Look, we have days you can go watch the movie and dwell on it, but trust me, this is what makes the movie great because it makes you do it. You're there,
Go
bro.
on.
I got a point.
Man,
So at the end of the
what's
movie,
happening?
when Thanos is in the farm and he's looking into the far distance, what the hell were those 3 ghost-looking sheets? He was looking at something and then he was smiling at it.
I just think he was.
Was this at the end?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
right at the end. I don't think he was actually smiling at something. I think he was just, I complete my mission.
Yeah,
and
that's it.
that's what I think as well. What do you think?
I don't know, like, it looked like, I don't know, if someone was dancing or whatever, but it looked like,
I just felt I thought he was back on a planet.
yeah, because he knew where he was going, right?
Yeah. I feel like he was just on a planet and the harmony was about to set in, innit? Like 50% of everyone's dead. Get me?
One character I want to pick you guys' brain is, so Doctor Strange said that he had seen the results of this war millions of times.
14 million
14
possibilities.
Alright. And he says that there's only one.
Yeah.
Where they
You know,
win.
out of all the times he's seen it, they only win once.
Mhm.
And then he ends up telling Tony there was no other way.
This is the
So
way
it was
that
a
they
loss, a win.
win. Yeah. I think he already knew the outcome, so him giving Thanos the stone is the only way they were going to win. If they kept fighting it, Thanos was always going to win anyway. Like, if he was to kill them to get the stone,
Then you definitely lost.
That's it,
because
yeah.
You'd have no heroes left.
thank you. There was no way of anyone coming back. Everyone would be. That's why he was like, spare my life, I'll give you the stone. Because I think if Tony dies, then there's definitely something with Tony happening that they're not going to get the stones back. So him giving up the time stone was definitely a part of that one chance
And
happening.
there's the thing, he had seen
Exactly.
so many possibilities. You think about it, and Stephen Strange is quite good at this, doing multiple things at the same time. So he could easily split his mind like, okay, let me check the results of this war. But at the same time, what is the possibilities if you survive? If you survive, what happens? If
That's
you
it.
survive,
You've got that
what
back.
happens? You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where my guy was like, okay, like, yo,
Spare Tony.
spare
He
Tony,
knew
because
Tony's the key kind of thing. So yeah, I think the one way that they're gonna win this or come back with whatever's gonna happen is with sparing Tony's life.
all right, Joe.
When Thanos stabbed Tony,
Oh, don't.
I was
I was
do
like,
you know what?
yes.
Yeah, it's crazy
That's where it started.
because I don't hate Tony Stark, but I don't like him in it. Like, I feel like he's the cause of everything. Yeah, when he stabbed him, I felt like I was gonna be happy in it.
I was relieved. I was like,
But
yes.
I wasn't.
I'm like,
But I wasn't, bruv. When he stabbed him, I was like, no, Tony. And I was like, it got me like Joe, you think you hate this guy, but you've been rooting for him for 10 years. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it got me there. But then like, I was like, okay, Tony's gonna, like, I kind of realised, alright, Tony's gonna die. But then when Doctor Strange gave up the time stone for him to survive, and then the way the movie ends, I was like, okay, I'm glad Tony didn't die, because he needs to see the ramifications of the things he started. And then it took me back to Age of Ultron, where he sees everyone dead in it. And I know they're going to bring that back to be, that was one of the possibilities, but that did not happen because of
Strange.
Because of Strange. Now, the next thing with Strange is, I feel like it's a bit of cheating, innit? Like,
He's been
obviously...
cheating from there anyway.
Yeah, he has been cheating from day, but I do feel like it's cheating. But in the movie, when he gave up the thing, I was like, yeah, he definitely knows exactly what you guys just explained in it. So yeah, I do think that makes sense, especially with him saying like this is the only way.
I thought he was gonna do a whole Dormammu thing. He was gonna pass it and then do some whole time stuff again. But once he was out of his hands, there was no way.
I thought he did that when Thanos rewind the time. I thought that was him doing that, but it ended up not being. Which, thankfully, is not, because then that'd be short-changing us with the same trick twice. Come on.
Oh man, I thought it was super legit in it, man. I just love this movie, innit? I really want to go watch it again and again and again.
I wanted to touch on Tony, like you saying how obviously you wanted at one point throughout this whole saga you wanted to see him die until you were stabbed and you're like, oh snap, this is gonna happen. But then there was parts in this movie where I thought Tony's kind of redeeming himself.
No,
You don't think so?
never.
I don't think that never crossed my mind.
That he's redeeming himself.
Not
How?
redeeming himself, but like I can't explain it.
There's no, fam.
No?
No.
Fam, he's still doing this. He's still doing exactly the same stuff, fam. He still thinks, oh, everything's about me, blah blah blah. Oh,
that's never gonna change.
And even his wife, bruv, he's getting married, and even she's telling him, "You're an idiot. Why have you got this thing back in your chest?" Do you know what I'm saying,
He
fam?
kind of knew what was gonna go down. Like,
No, he didn't know what was
safety.
gonna go down, fam.
To
Listen
be
to
honest,
Vision in the movie
to be
before,
honest.
fam. He says, "Use lot having these powers causes this to happen." Imagine if Tony didn't go put them nanobots in his body. Maybe Thanos don't come, fam. That's the butterfly effect. These, bruv.
Wow.
Vision says these things, fam.
Vision was just scared because he knew he was gonna die one day.
I actually hate Vision in it. He's an idiot, bruv. Bruv, come on, fam. Do you know what? Yeah, Vision has been compromised since Age of Ultron, fam. The worst thing he did was save Scarlet Witch out of that train, fam. He should have let her die there, fam. Because that connection they've got, I hate it, bruv. I hate it. I don't hate their relationship. I hate the connection in it. Because he saves her in that movie, yeah. Then in Civil War, him worried about her
And
gets
then
Rhodey
Yeah.
paralyzed, and that in this he can't even fight because he's so gaga in love, bruv. Oh my god, Scarlet Witch! And someone's stabbing me in my back, and you're supposed to be the all-powerful Vision who can lift up Thor's hammer.
They had to-
Shut up,
They had to
man.
do him from day though, because if he was as powerful as he's been in other movies, then like,
Bruv, you got
the Black Order wouldn't have stood a
Fam,
chance.
you can depower him, yeah, but don't depower him through the power of love, innit? Get me? Jeez, that's mad to me, innit? Like, I just think he, and it's funny, yeah. Cap says, Iron Man says, Vision turned off his thing 2 weeks ago. He's evolving, you know. Man fell in love, man. Man's whipped. That's it. I'm done on Vision. I'm done. I'm done. Anyway, I'm glad he got his head destroyed. Don't bring him back. He can't even come back anyway. He's a robot. In fact, I guess he can come back as a robot.
Nah, don't bring him back.
When did Suri do that?
Don't bring him back.
Yeah, sure. Maybe she can. Maybe she can't. Innit? Do you know what? Okay, sorry. I know. One other thing I loved that there were so many plans in this movie and they failed. Innit?
Yes.
So many plans failed in this movie. I hate it in movies when heroes are like, let's
Just
do
on
this
time, yeah.
and it works. Let's do this and it works. In this, there was like, let's do this. Oh man, it didn't work. Oh man, let's try this. Oh, it didn't work. Oh, we ain't got enough time. I love that part.
That's what I liked about the part where like she was always trying to remove the stone. It's like you need to hurry up, like shit's going down, kind of thing. And usually in movies like there's 0.5
Half a
seconds.
second,
Nope.
yeah.
She's trying to hurry up. It's not gonna work. She has to turn around, defend herself, and it still goes out of the pan. Like man still got the stone, but he has to defend himself. That kind of stuff is like nothing ever goes to plan. And like you said, this whole movie does that, and it does it with the villain where it's like his stuff's gonna go to plan because man's on a mission. He's got most of the stones, and even the can we just discuss the stones like where he's always constantly using them, especially when he was on Nowhere, when he first used the reality stone.
That was the sickest part. That was
bad.
That was the sickest part.
And then when I can't remember what stone it was, where he turned them into like he turned Bautista into like cubes.
Yeah, it was reality stone again.
Exactly. That was crazy.
At the time,
I thought he was done.
I thought he was done.
And it turned madness into like spirals. I was like, holy snap.
The thing is, it's funny. It's funny when you think Thanos thinks about these things. Like he turned Star-Lord's bullet into bubbles. Like Thanos, you think about bubbles. So, what? Do you know what I'm saying?
But that's the thing. That's the thing about his personas. Like,
Is he the thinker though?
Huh?
Wouldn't it be the person who?
No,
he would have to think.
He's
that.
controlling the
He's
reality. He controls
he
reality.
makes you the reality that he wants. But Thanos using the stones and the way he uses it obviously says a lot about you in it. Obviously, so say for example.
It's like the Green Lantern.
The Green Lantern, exactly. I was gonna say Green Lantern, but I didn't want to touch DC. But okay, you said it. You know the way they use it is like okay, based on your creativities now, and that's who you are. Now you can also see the same thing with Thanos, like bubbles and stuff. And then there's bits where it's like mild, but then
cheese grater.
It's just fun.
Yeah.
Like the way he did Bautista's character, man,
I was actually scared for him. Like,
deep.
I thought he was done.
That is
Tempted
deep.
cubes.
See, I think what I realised about the reality stone is it makes you think that's your reality, but it's not. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, as soon as he ducks out, everything goes back normal.
That's
Do
it,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? So I thought like that was super good in it. But yeah, man, like, have we got any other thoughts, guys? on the movie?
Talk about Black Widow. Let's talk about a bit about Black
I
Widow.
want to see her own movie. Like now, I literally do want to see her in her own movie. Like she's still got the moves. Like
She looked better with the sticks, man. Like it wasn't. I mean, it was different, but then it was like, I don't know. Maybe it's the blonde hair or something. But I kind of like okay, like it's cool. You're still doing your thing. But then I loved when she was fighting with
The Dermalage.
the general.
decent too.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I like that. I like that little duo, man. Them two were going at it.
Yeah, she was good. I mean, what? Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
she just
bruv,
played
like,
it
if we're talking about the whole movie, like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I thought she was good in it. I liked her hand-to-hand combat. I like how she beat up the chick from the Black Order. I like how they didn't make her seem super weak in it. Like in hand-to-hand combat, she can take out anyone in it. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what I really liked about her in the movie. Other than that, it's just normal Black Widow stuff in it. Like, yeah, she was good. She's always good in it.
Anyone else are we missing? Is there anyone else we're missing?
Scarlet Witch. Like I feel like her powers are more than what they can be, but at the same time,
See,
they don't want to go that far. Like
to be honest, thinking about it now, like, and we never. I think the best Scarlet Witch that we had was right at the beginning of Age of Ultron. Right at the beginning when the way she's moved. After that, it was like mediocre.
Fam, she's just annoying to me, innit? Her and Vision together, they're just annoying to me, innit? Like,
So
they just do nothing but stare at each other, innit? Like, that's all they ever do is staring at each other, and bruv, like, get me.
Nah.
Like, she's got enough power. Like, you're getting attacked in Scotland, yeah. She's just got enough power to beat both of them. She has that, but she just don't do it. Do you know what I'm saying? And like, obviously, yeah, it's a movie, blah blah blah, but at least try to use your powers and get beat up, as opposed to, I'm gonna push you down in here and then go and stare in Vision's eyes for 30 seconds, fam. Like, allow it, bro. Allow it. It's a force. Get me. Go on.
Cameo, Red Skull.
That might have been almost as good as the Stan Lee cameo in this movie, fam. Get me. As the bus driver.
That was actually the. I was like, I'm glad that they showed him and where he's gone and how he understands the reality he's in now.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the man them who said no, he wasn't gonna come. And I was telling them that he got transferred to elsewhere.
Yeah, it's obvious, yeah.
And I loved it. He didn't have like a lot of screen time, but it was perfect. And I always wondered, oh, is he gonna be in Thanos' team? Because obviously when he got hold of the Tesseract, he got transported elsewhere, and that was bait that he was out there elsewhere. But I just loved the fact that he wasn't anyone's corner. He kind of found his own purpose, sort of thing. Like, yo, I've been here. I tried to take control of this thing. That's not how it works. This is what I have to deal with. Like, this is my punishment. You know, that's what I'm rolling with, and that was it. Like, that was the end of him.
I need Captain America 4 and I need Red Skull to come back, fam. I need them to be doing their thing, fam.
It's sick.
Like, after this whole Infinite, like, after we were in a new place, I
don't think you ever see him though.
We might not. We might not. And even if we don't, that was enough for me. But, like, I feel like Red Skull, just as a character and what he's done in the comic books and all the other stuff, didn't get a fair run in the MCU as a whole in it. But it was good for them just to be like,
he's still about.
There you go, guys.
There's always one or two who don't get, a fair share. Darth Maul.
Anyway,
Oh, God.
any other thoughts before we bring this to an end?
You know what? I know we've been talking about the characters, but you gotta give massive props to the Russo brothers, man. I mean, the vision to deliver this movie, the visuals behind it, obviously, you gotta give credit to the team behind it. Everything just felt so perfect. Like, not at one point I felt weirded by it. Everything just sat perfectly with me, whether you was on Earth, whether you was on a ship, whether you was on a different planet, whether you was taking chunks of the moon and throwing at Iron Man. Everything, like, visually wise, man, some of the moves they were pulling out, I was like, whoa, like, people really reacted in cinemas, and I just love that, and I think that really needs to be pointed out, man.
Yeah, man, I think it's super sick, innit? But, like, I stopped questioning them after the Winter Soldier, innit? Like, you get me? Like, they made the Winter Soldiers the best Marvel movie at that point. Then they made Civil War, that was the best Marvel movie at this point, and they've done it again, you get me? So I don't really feel like
consistency.
Yeah, bruv, like, yeah. I
I
feel like they know what they're doing, innit? So, like, it's never an issue. They did a great job.
It might be a cheat because, like, it's two of them, innit? Like, it's a cheat. Usually, if you're one person, you produce something, it's really hard to keep, consistently at it. But these guys, come on, man.
It's two of the same brain, but I was gonna say it's quite a feat what they've done with how many characters they had to deal with, and not only that, they also bring the flavors from the span of all the movies they come from. So when it came to Guardians of the Galaxy, these guys were still funny, still bringing the stuff that they've done. And when it came to like Iron Man with Doctor Strange, those guys obviously they're in their respective fields, they're both like arseholes, so to speak. Like, but then when they clash, they're still arseholes at each other. And it's like they must have gone back, watch every single movie, and still be calculated how these guys are gonna like interact, and the places they're gonna go to, and as well bring the villains, including Thanos, to where they are. And I'm like, that's a massive feat in its own. So for them to do that, including obviously they're good with action scenes. The Wakanda was massive. Titan was mad. The ending scene alone, like as soon as that Tony that got stabbed, that started everything. As soon as Tony got stabbed, like there was no music, like ever.
Yeah.
And then he came to Wakanda, took out every hero, every single stone, winded back time, took out Vision. I was like, you know what? I'm done with this movie. Like
it's
It's a feat, you know.
man, like even you know what was big, even at the end, with the screen rolls, there's no sound.
Maybe start from the beginning of what you were saying. Because when I looked this way and Sam was talking, it was still going.
Alright, so even at the end, like throughout the rolling credits, black and white, no sound, and everybody's just sitting there like waiting for the next scene, and it's like, no fam, we're done. This is it, black and white. More now.
Well, no. But yeah, guys, there was an end credit scene, and even that scene as well was quite deep. Where on Earth, this is madness happening.
I loved how it was the end, but they gave you the glimpse of what's coming next. You know what I'm saying? But that was so good as well, because usually it's something a bit bigger, like the bigger scale. But it was like, no, oh, you thought you was just the heroes that was there? Oh no, everybody else is dying too. Perfect. And what's his name? Dead too.
Samuel Jackson.
Yeah.
No man, I thought post credit scene. I really like this post credit scene. Obviously Samuel Jackson got a small cameo in the movie, and it just shows what's to come next. Obviously the next Marvel movie coming out is Ant-Man and the Wasp, but this alludes to Captain Marvel, and then obviously that's the movie coming out after Ant-Man and the Wasp, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Captain Marvel. So, but that's going to be a prequel, which is interesting because they're doing what they did with Spider-Man all over again when they're doing the movie in the past to set up the hero in the future, which I think is super sick. So we'll see where that goes. But guys, I think this brings us.
I think we're done.
This brings us to the end of our Avengers Infinity War spoilers review. What we need you guys to do is jump in the comment section below and go ham, go mad, write everything. Tell us we're wrong, tell us we're right, tell us you agree or you disagree. Whatever you want to write, jump down there and do that. I'm Joe, 1/3 of the Cyber Nerds.
And I'm Raven GS.
I'm Sam, Mr. Blister.
Make sure you go over to patreon.com/the Cyber Nerds. Help us keep the lights on, and we'll see you on the next trailer reaction, movie review, or episode of Nerd Banter. Peace.